Welcome back, keyboard crunchers. Puggzly here with episode 6 of season 2 of my Puggzly's Let's Play on the Direwolf 20 multiplayer server. Today on this episode, kind of like to revisit the Mystcraft and actually quite possibly get to another world. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, we've got some pages. So what we're actually going to do, and I went out and got some leather, and just give us a little bit of leather to work with back over the hill. That should have worked, unless I'm doing something just absolutely wrong. And our main thing for Mystcraft are gonna be books. 3 paper and a leather. Gotcha. So, these are just standard books. These books can be found in bookshelves. You make them like I just did. They do nothing right now. They're just there. Now, you can use these in enchanting. But you can also use them in Mystcraft. And the core thing you're going to want to use these books for are called linking books. And I'm actually going to create a linking book here. And what this linking book will do, you'll see that it's labeled Overworld. Whenever I click, and we can, actually I don't know if it'll work, let's try it. No, it's not going to work going to the same world. So if I was to go to a different world and click that little box there, it would send me right here. It would drop that book on the ground and then bring me right back here. So what I'm actually going to do, and I'm actually going to apologize for in advance if just a possibility of this happening. I'm actually in TeamSpeak right now by myself, but the nerdy guy that I am, I've devised a way to actually use my iPad with TeamSpeak, and it's actually set up as a baby monitor right now for the little guy. So if you happen to hear random baby noises, yeah, that's him in the other room. So if it gets too bad, you know, I'll most definitely have to pause, but that's to make sure little guy's all right. But back to what we were working on there. Essentially, I would like to kind of create a world with you guys. Now, these are some pages that I've picked up, kind of tagging along and working with Windy Digger in his little Mystcraft worlds. He didn't need them, he's already got them. I'm not going to leave them just sitting there, so I picked them up. You can see some different things here, you know, like some biomes, cloud color, beach. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can get. Let's see, and I don't actually think I'm going to use any of these for our first book. I think I'm just going to leave the first book kind of what you would do, you know, if you hadn't found any pages yet. So what we're actually going to do is first we're going to want to create, what is it? I think we're going to have to go, I want a notebook. And a notebook's a way to store those pages. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to head to the house. There we go. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a notebook. And I'll show you what I mean by storing those pages. Let's see here. So I've got that little crate there just kind of as a temporary thing until I could get time to make an episode with you guys. But what you would do, or what you can do, and I'm going to just dump all of these pages in, yeah, we'll make room. So we've got our notebook here, and if you right click from your hotbar, it actually gives you the ability, and you can see I'm scrolling, but you really can't tell it's scrolling, gives you the ability to actually put these pages in the notebook. And if you're used to the old mystcraft, we didn't really have to deal with pages too much. We just went to the world, threw the descriptive book in the table, it gave us its traits, and we kept it. But the new mystcraft, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. It adds a new little spin to it. So now, I mean, you can see we've got this notebook that's got all these pages. What would we do with the pages? Well, what you can do is actually take that notebook and put it in your writing desk. Now, we're not going to do any of this right now because we really don't need to, but essentially what you could do is just right click on these pages and put them in accordingly. Now you are going to want to have a book here, specifically a notebook. So we would want to create another notebook and put it here. What that's going to do is it's going to copy a page, so it'll eat some paper. It's going to take some of the ink. You can see the ink well kind of fill up for us there. It's going to take the ink and a piece of paper and copy that page, but it's going to copy it directly to the notebook that you stick here. Once you've done that, you pick your selections, you make your world, and then you take that notebook and you bring it over to the writing desk. You take the notebook itself and just click it into this little box here, and as long as you have enough leather, it'll create a descriptive book. So it's a a pretty simple setup. Let me see here. Well, what I've just done there is taken a piece of paper and actually put it in the table. So this is just a blank page. And you can see now that we've got a descriptive book. That descriptive book, that's the entrance, so to speak, to the other world. Now, the link book is how we're going to get back. But the descriptive book, right now, it's going to be completely random, nothing that we've chose. It will take the leather to make that. So let's go ahead and take that, and let's see what we've got here. So I'm just going to drop it on the ground. Now, after a while, we're going to have probably a mystcraft, say, a mystcraft building with random books, maybe a larger nexus, and we'll be able to actually kind of make this a lot cleaner. But what we're going to do, I'm sure I don't have anything crazy that I'm afraid to lose. Okay. And so we've got age 116. And this will start generally from age 2, and it'll just continue to go up the more ages you build. Now, because I'm on a multiplayer server, any age that somebody else builds, it's essentially going to increase that amount there. So let's see what we've got. We've got our linking book. Always remember your linking book. If you forget your linking book, you get stuck, and somebody's got to come save you. On a multiplayer server, that's possible. But on a single player, if you're playing single player, you really don't have a way back. So always remember to make a linking book. I normally make 1 or 2 of them, just for the simple fact that when you're in the world, it's nice to kind of have one when you first drop in, but then you have another one that you can kind of put it wherever you like. And I don't want to make that just yet, but I do want to make another linking book, and I'll show you why I don't really want to make that just yet. So we've got 2 books home. We've got our book to the New Age, and then a blank book. We're going to go ahead and dump off that. Put paper in there. And let's see what we've got here. Okay. So far, nothing bad. And I say so far for a reason. We're under, yeah, there we go. As you can see, not really a great world. I've got nausea, slowness 2, and hunger 2. So it most definitely has some instabilities in it. But you can see this little building here. Now, in these buildings, you come in and we lose our negative effects. One, because we're out of the sky, you know, the direct line of sight of the sky. Okay, void page. Let's see, mine shafts. We don't have that either. And then a blank one. Now, one thing I found out, and I'm going to take these lecterns, because we can always use them. But, you know, my first time in, I just went hog wild, because we can reuse these books, not only for our own bookshelves, but for a lot of other things. In the process of going hog wild, I get interrupted by zombies. Not a problem. In the process of going hog wild there, I found that either on the left hand side or the right hand side, there's normally a chest. And in that chest, let's see, we got medium biomes, glacier biome, unknown. Now, unknown pages, oh, and a notebook. Unknown pages, from the way I understand it, don't really have a use. If I read the wiki correctly and kind of the forums and whatnot, it's just kind of a page that really doesn't have a value, and the game doesn't know how to work with it. So it comes up as unknown. In the Season 1, I did create a world that had several unknowns, and it was super corrupted. There was all kinds of stuff going on. Why can't I pick up those? Whoops. Maybe they don't exist? I don't know. Who knows? So, let's actually put down our linking book, and we'll go back to the mystcraft room. And there you go. Now, the linking book that we just put down on that lectern in the other world will stay there. So, now if I right-click on this book and take it from here, that gives me the ability to pick it up. If you leave it on the ground, rain, I've noticed, like if you do it outside in the world, rain like super destroys them. If it gets kicked around, bumped around, it can take damage. Creeper explosions are super bad for them. It can destroy your book. So you want to kind of be careful where you put your book. If you put it just straight on the ground, it's more vulnerable. Now if you put it more, you know, like on the lectern like we've got here, it's kind of got to blow up the lectern to be able to get to the book. So kind of deflects a little bit of damage. And then you can see that we can just kind of pass back and forth between these worlds. So let's actually go back to the overworld. We are going to drop off our new pages. And I really don't want to drop that off because it really has no use. But you can see now we've got several books to work with. We've got another linking book for here. Let's see. Do we really? I mean, I really don't care for that world because it's got the sickness and everything. But let's go have another peek. Because sometimes in these worlds, you'll have multiple buildings. Like I guess I could go down to the bottom. That'll help with the sickness and everything, because it will be under trees. Ooh, I apologize, guys. This has got to be horrible. Absolutely horrible. Ooh, it's Skyland, too. Yeah, we're not going to be sticking around here too long, just for the simple fact that I don't want to, to be falling off stuff. So, let's GTFO. And I don't think there's going to be much here. Not being a Skyland world. So, let's go ahead and skadoodle. And because I don't care for that world, I'm actually going to take that book, and I'm going to throw it on the ground here. Nope, just want to throw it on the ground. Cue, silly goose, gotcha. And then I'm just going to beat the tar out of it, because I don't like that world. We've got what we need out of it, no reason to go there. So let's actually create another random world. And that will actually kind of finish up our episode. So we've got a random world, we've got our overworld, linking book. Let's have a go. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, nighttime. I'll give it a few seconds. Hunger and nausea immediately. Okay. And it looks like it's got a checkerboard biome, which means in this one it looks like we've got maybe a regular forest and then a winter biome. So it just checkerboards all over the place there. Let's see. I'd like to find the other, essentially not the other, but our building. That's the spawn over there. Let's see what we've got on the map. Aha. This direction. Let's see here. So we do have some instabilities. Weakness is gonna kind of stink when it comes to fighting stuff. And hunger, of course. Gonna get hungry quite quickly. But let's go in here and actually block this thing. That way no baddies can shoot at us. And they can't come in on us. And see what we've got. South. Alright. I think we've already got that one. Mini jungle biome, okay. Starfish here. That's a nice one, because if you put that page in your books, that actually kind of gives you a safety net if you forget your linking book, because it's kind of like a little cavern, or not a cavern, but a ravine. But at the bottom of the ravine, if you jump through it, it'll take you back to the overworld, but the actual spawn point, and that's the server spawn point. Oh, endstone, nice. Normal sun, half link, and we're leaving it there. So it'll take you back to the spawn point if you're on a server, or well, of course, it'll take you back to the spawn point if you're, or your home if you're on a single player world. So starfishers are nice if you happen to forget your link book, but I wouldn't rely on them. It's always nice to have a link book just so you can come back and forth between the worlds and know where you're coming into. Let's see here. Is there another building anywhere? I see the silverwood tree down there, but I don't see anything that looks like a building, so we're not really gonna do too much exploring. Yeah, we're just gonna leave this one alone for a bit. And as you can hear, little man there. And that does remind me, we are at the end of our episode for the evening. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm glad you got to come with me getting back into the mystcraft and getting into it a little bit. Let's go ahead and drop off our pages. Eat some food. Oh, we've already done so. And just to give you a quick look, this is probably not the finished product, but this is what our little mystcraft library looks like at the moment. Just a little micro block work, and kind of basic, nothing special. What I plan on doing on the inside is actually throwing up some bookshelves, as well as a crafting table replacing this, because we're going to start using the notebooks a lot more. Instead of having that, it's just going to take up a little bit of space instead of a whole actual block. We can leave that link book, or that notebook, just like we have here. We keep all our pages within the writing desk. So I'm probably going to put a project table here, just so we can create more notebooks, or maybe even just a crafting table, so we can create more notebooks when we need to. But for the most part, it's just going to be booked in with lecterns, kind of at this level for the time being. I appreciate you guys watching, and I went over my 15-minute promise here, but I do appreciate you guys watching very much so. Like, subscribe, as always, comment, and I'll catch you later. Keep on building.